Relationships are a lot of work. Women are complicated. Heck, they don't even always understand themselves. So how are you supposed to? And when you're left guessing, you risk frustration, loneliness, or even worse, getting manipulated. So what's a guy to do if he wants to find a good woman? Well, plenty of men make choices that drain their confidence, their respect, their resources, and even their sanity. So if you want to hold on to your dignity, your power, your peace of mind, and your hard-earned cash, pay close attention to these 9 things smart men should never do with women. Now, if you are new to my channel, my name is Anna Jorgensen. I help good men like you decode women so you can find, attract, and keep your keeper. Welcome to Just the Tip. Guess what? Eliminating these behaviors benefit men even more than women. I know. So 1, putting a woman on a pedestal, prioritizing her over your purpose. One of the worst things you can do as a man is make a woman the center of your life. Women respect men who have a mission, a drive, and a purpose, not men who orbit around them like lost puppies. So women are naturally drawn to men with their own lives, their own ambitions, and some independence. She might enjoy the attention, but eventually she will lose respect for you. Key point, respecting you precedes sexual attraction to you. Yes, instead of making her your focus, focus on yourself. Have goals, have hobbies, have a purpose. When a woman sees that she's not your only priority, but rather a complement to your life, that's when she values you the most. Example. You're working on your business, you're hitting the gym, you're improving yourself in many ways. And then a woman comes along and suddenly you're skipping workouts, you're spending all your time texting her, and you are losing sight of your goals. Soon she starts losing interest because you've become predictable and far too available. Wise men understand that your mission must come first. If she respects you, she will support your goals. If she doesn't, she's not worth it. And most importantly, staying focused on your goals keeps you driven, self-reliant, and fulfilled, making your life more meaningful regardless of any woman. Have you ever put a woman on a pedestal or abandoned your purpose for her? Comment. 2, trying to impress her with money. Guess what kind of women will want you for your fat wallet? That's right, hoes and gold diggers. Now, she might be a high-class hoe, but she a hoe nonetheless. Keepers balance their need for financial security with other important traits. Some guys think flash and cash or buying gifts or even paying for expensive dates will make a woman fall in love with them, or maybe just want to have sex with them. Wrong. She might fall in love with your money, but not necessarily you. She may enjoy your financial generosity, but she knows you're just trying to buy her attention. Keepers are naturally drawn to men with confidence, leadership, and emotional strength, who are financially responsible and secure, not to financial bribery. If she only sticks around because of what you provide financially, when you stop spending, she starts sprinting away from you. So instead, invest in yourself, build your value, work on yourself, and let your presence, not your wallet, be the reason she does stay. A true keeper who truly wants you, the man, not the money, will be there whether you're taking her to a 5-star restaurant with fancy food or grabbing some street food together. Example. You take her to a 5-star restaurant, you buy her gifts, and you spoil her without her giving anything meaningful back. Meanwhile, she's texting some other dude who never spends a dime on her. Why? Because money doesn't buy true attraction. Genuine masculinity does. And if you lead with your wallet instead of your natural masculinity, she'll treat you like an ATM and then move on to Marco. Smart men know their value is in their mindsets, their masculine presence, and internal confidence, not their bank account. Most importantly, self-worth prevents you from being manipulated by anyone, not just women. So, have you ever spoiled a woman only to have her leave you when the loot ran out? Comment. If you attract users, manipulators, or any other throwback, or can't even find a high-value keeper, well, you might want to check out my Wake Up to Love program, which I will link at the end. Remember, they didn't teach this stuff in school, and learning something new takes time. Did you master driving after one lesson or crush a new video game the very first time you tried? Probably not. Well, understanding women is the same. In fact, it's more complicated. So instead of getting overwhelmed or frustrated, recognize that men and women are different. And that's not a bad thing. It just means you need some new strategies. So give yourself some time and grace. 3, chasing after her attention. Women are drawn to men who have options or the perception of options. If you start chasing her, you instantly lower your value, not in a good way. When she sees you bending backward for her approval, she subconsciously thinks he must not have other options. Women are wired to be attracted to in-demand men because it displays their social proof. Chasing shifts the power dynamic to her favor. Example, I knew a beautiful young woman whose girlfriends always hit on her boyfriends simply because being with her gave those men proof of value. Women see a man who gets a hot chick and assume he must have value. She chose him. If you are constantly available, always texting first, and making her the top priority in your life at the expense of yourself, she assumes no one else is interested in you. Would a high-status man who is confident, successful, and respected be desperately chasing a woman? No, he's focused on his mission, living his life, and letting women gravitate toward him naturally, fitting them into his life where it's convenient for him. Women may balk at this, but deep down they actually need it. So instead of over-pursuing, give her space to wonder about you. She'll invest more if she sees you have options and aren't desperate. Most importantly, valuing yourself, your time and energy, boosts your self-respect and ensures you only invest in people who genuinely appreciate you. What's the Wingmam motto? Always leave them wanting more, but do give them enough to want more. It's a fine balance. So once you're in a solid relationship, however, especially if you start a family, well, of course, your purpose will naturally shift toward them. But that doesn't mean dropping everything else. In fact, being a great romantic partner and father often means staying focused on your other priorities like your career and your health, amongst other things. So are you guilty of over pursuing a woman without her reciprocating very much? 4, being resistant to walking away. One of the strongest power moves any man can make is walking away when he is not respected. If you let her walk all over you, you are done. Women constantly evaluate a man's actions, often without even realizing it. They test boundaries to see what they can get away with, much like children, and gauge your reaction because deep down, they respect strength and are instantly turned off by weakness. So what do we know? Right, respect precedes attraction. If you allow disrespect, whether it's her flaking on plans or talking down to you or emotionally manipulating you, you are setting a dangerous precedent that she can treat you like dirt. And once that happens, she sees you as a dirty doormat. She may even have sex with you, but she will be thinking about Chad. I know, it's awful, isn't it? So a high value man doesn't beg or put up with nonsense. If she disrespects you, you walk. No anger, no drama, because losing your cool is the reaction she's looking for and shifts the power back to her favor. Worse, it costs you your self-respect, so instead leave silently with confidence. That's how you command respect. And she will realize her mistake and correct it, or she won't. Either way, you win. If she's making you question your worth, it's time to go. Respect yourself. Example. She starts acting distant, flaking on plans, or maybe giving you attitude. Well, a weak man will tolerate it and keep trying harder. A smart man, well, he calls it out once, respectfully, but meaning it. And if it continues, he moves on. Women respect men who respect themselves enough to leave them. Most importantly, knowing when to walk away protects your dignity, your mental health, and long-term happiness by keeping toxic influences out of your life. Have you ever been in a relationship with a woman who disrespected you? Comment. 5, oversharing your feelings too soon. Ooh, society says, open up, be vulnerable. Women love that. Wrong. There's a fine line between emotional availability and open communication and emotional weakness. Women respect strength, not emotional dumping. If you unload your fear, that sounds dirty. If you unload your fears too soon or too often, she might sympathize, but she won't be attracted. Mother mode suppresses lover mode. Emotionally healthy women seek security. Emotional instability triggers doubt, not desire. The key is strategic vulnerability. Share gradually with the right woman at the right time. Avoid using her as your therapist. Remember, her attraction is built on your manly emotional strength, not childlike uncertainty and dependence. Key point: you must build up enough strong masculine man credits to dip into the scared little boy debits. Watch my vulnerability playlist for details and clarity on that. So, example, let's say you've been dating for a few weeks and you have already told her about all your insecurities, your fears, and your deep emotional struggles without having built a strong and stable impression of you handling these types of situations. She might truly care, but deep down, she's losing attraction because she sees you as an emotionally weak child. Mother mode. So smart men control their emotions and share them in a way that maintains respect, not pity. Most importantly, maintaining emotional discipline helps you develop resilience and confidence, making you stronger and more capable in every area of your life. Have you ever overshared with a woman too soon only to have her lose interest? All right, number 6, letting her control the relationship. Ooh. Okay, women will test your leadership. If you let her make all the decisions, take the lead, and dictate how things go, she will do it because someone has to. She will start losing respect for you, even though some women say they want a man who lets them take charge. Deep down, most women simply want to feel safe when you do lead. If you constantly defer to her saying, "What do you want to do?" or "Where should we go?" you're setting her up for mother mode and you up for failure. Ooh. When she has to make all the decisions like a mom, even if it's because you let her, she feels like the leader or the mommy in the relationship. Once that dynamic sets in, attraction begins its descent into oblivion. She will lose that deep instinctual sexual craving for you. This doesn't mean you should be a dictator. That just makes you a dick. It does mean you must take the initiative. You decide the date, you make the plans, and you lead the conversation while taking her feelings and desires into consideration. Of course, there's a whole bunch of things she must also do for you. That's a whole other topic. Even highly successful women often want to leave the boss babe in the boardroom. It's up to you to make sure that happens, and it benefits you because then she can relax into her feminine and be more receptive to lover mode. The lesson: own your role as a man. Stop looking to her for approval. Lead confidently. Make decisions. This will benefit you more than anyone. If you've never done this, like any other skill, it's going to take some practice. Give yourself grace and patience. Example: she picks where to eat, decides where you hang out, and expects you to follow her lead. You think, happy wife, happy life, right? Wrong. That only works in the beginning when she chose you, when she already respected you back then. It doesn't work long term because she will become exhausted by mother mode and lose respect for you. So a better mantra: happy spouse, happy house. You both matter. Key point: it is exponentially more difficult to change an established pattern. If you try, she will resist, even though it's in both your best interest to change. We teach people how to treat us by what we allow. A smart man knows a woman is truly happiest when she's with a man she respects, not one she controls. Most importantly, setting firm boundaries teaches people how to treat you and ensures you build relationships based on mutual respect, regardless of any woman. So, have you ever fallen into the trap of happy wife, happy life? Comment. Number 7, apologizing for being a man. This one is so common today. Many guys feel like they have to soften themselves to make a woman comfortable. They suppress their natural masculine energy. They avoid confrontation and they become overly agreeable because they think it's what women want. The harsh truth, women don't fall for men who dim their masculinity to accommodate us. They may enjoy it on the surface, but they're not deeply attracted to it. You become passive, agreeable, and predictable when you suppress your masculine energy. A solution for that in a minute. And while society tells you that's how to be a good man, biology doesn't care. It's the opposite of what sparks desire in a woman. So think about the guys who women actually chase. Are they the ones who tiptoe around every conversation, avoid conflict, and always say, whatever you want, babe? No, they're the ones who have firm opinions, lead with confidence, and embrace their natural masculinity. Feminine women need masculine men. Watch this video. This doesn't mean being aggressive or domineering or even a bad boy. It means owning who you are as a man. Have a backbone, speak your mind, set boundaries. A man who's comfortable in his masculine energy is gentle but firm, and that is super sexy. Example, you disagree with her about something, but instead of standing your ground, you say, okay, you're right, I'm sorry, just to keep the peace. Ay, ay, ay. When you have a strong sense of yourself and accept yourself, including your flaws, you're naturally respectful as well as being strong, confident, and decisive. Key point. If you find yourself emotionally triggered and reacting impulsively instead of responding thoughtfully, it's a sign you may have emotional childhood wounds that need to be healed. Chances are your reactions are coming from the unhealed emotions of your inner child. Unfortunately, that's weak energy. Most importantly, owning your masculinity builds self-respect, confidence, and the ability to lead your own life without needing to seek external validation. So, have you ever acted like you needed to apologize for being a man? 8. Ignoring red flags because she's hot. When a woman is beautiful or super seductive, it is easy to ignore the warning signs. But if you overlook red flags, you're setting yourself up for disaster. That pretty face or hot body can make you ignore lousy behavior. But beauty doesn't mean she's a keeper. Many guys fall into the trap of thinking, she's so hot, I will never do better than this. But good looks have little to do with good character. You might notice she's rude to waiters or constantly on her phone or never takes responsibility for anything. But instead of addressing those red flags, you convince yourself, well, maybe she's had a bad day or 15, or women are just like that. Wrong. Red flags don't disappear just because she's attractive. They usually get worse once you are emotionally invested. If she disrespects you or plays games, don't excuse it just because she looks good next to you or under you. The moment you prioritize beauty over behavior, you put yourself in a losing position. Real strength comes from walking away no matter how hot she is. Example, she's constantly hiding texts from other guys who are just friends. She treats you with disrespect or she creates drama, but you let it slide because she's hot. Next thing you know, you're in a toxic relationship, feeling drained and regretting it. At some point, the effing you're getting ain't worth the effing you're taking. Smart men address the first sign of trouble and aren't afraid to walk away if she doesn't woman up stat, because these men value peace over pussycats. Most importantly, prioritizing character over shallow traits in anyone protects your peace and ensures you are investing in relationships that add value to your life. Have you ever pursued or stayed with a woman only because she was hot? Comment. All right, now so this one brings us to number 9, which is a very common manipulation tactic that women often use. So just before I reveal it, please make sure that you like and subscribe to this video if you enjoyed it. Okay, number 9, letting her weaponize sex against you. Sex is a powerful tool many women use to manipulate men. Now, if you let a woman control you with physical intimacy, rewarding you when you do what she wants, and withholding when you do not, well, you are in trouble. When a woman learns she can use sex as a bargaining chip with you, she's controlling the entire dynamic of the relationship. Women instinctively understand that men are often driven by sex, and they use it to reward obedience or punish defiance. Teach her how to treat you. Example, you make a simple request. Maybe you don't like how she's flirting with other guys. Instead of addressing the issue, she shuts down physically, making you feel like you did something wrong. How wrong is that? Suddenly, you're walking on eggshells, apologizing for setting a boundary just to return to her good graces. Or maybe she gives you the silent treatment and then miraculously becomes physically affectionate the moment you do what she wanted in the first place. If a woman is using intimacy to control you, it's a sign she doesn't respect you as a man. She sees you as someone she can manipulate. And the more you comply, the weaker you become in her eyes and in your own eyes. Detach yourself from this game. If she starts withholding as a form of control, do not chase. Do not beg, and don't break your principles to get back into her favor. A high-value man never lets a woman dictate his confidence, self-respect, or decisions based on whether or not she's in the mood. Example, you've been dating a woman for a while, but whenever you disagree with her about something, she suddenly isn't in the mood. She's conditioning you to comply by making intimacy her collateral. Never give in to her manipulation tactics. A smart man never lets sex control him. He recognizes the game and refuses to play by her rules. Yes, you may need to have a serious discussion or visit the Palm Sisters for a while, but do not give in to sexual withdrawal punishment. Never, never, never. Have you ever given in to a woman's demands just to get sex? Overall, how many of these mistakes have you made? Give yourself grace. You are doing the best you can with what you know right now. I know it's tough out there for men, and I am sending you so much love, courage, encouragement, and a very, very big hug. God bless.